Guys, open Facebook page and that's begin, guys. Is IELTS for you? The thought of resuming IELTS classes has made me so thrilled that I'm finding it difficult to express my feelings. I guess many of you don't know that it was the IELTS which made me a better teacher. And I'm also proud to have scored 9 in each module of the IELTS test. Alhamdulillah. But I need to tell you some facts about IELTS first. If you need 65 or 79 in PT for Australia and you are struggling to score in PT, you need to keep trying in PT. The reason is simple, IELTS is 10 times harder than PT. If your target is 65 in PT, 7 in IELTS, and you are failing in speaking only, you can try IELTS as scoring 7 in IELTS. Speaking is what I can guarantee, inshallah. If your target is 79 in PT, 18 IELTS, don't even think of IELTS. Trust me, you don't know about IELTS more than me. If you need IELTS for Canada, then this is the only scenario for which IELTS makes sense. Whether you need 6 in each module or 18 listening and 7 in the rest of the modules, inshallah they are all achievable within 2 months. If you are RPG student, you pay nothing for us. If you are not a student and want to come for a trial class, you will be pleased to hear that you will get 2 trial classes, not one, after which you will pay $500 for unlimited IELTS classes with us. Inshallah, I'll start IELTS classes anytime this week. I'll keep you posted here. Thank you guys. Just like this post. There is a link to book phone appointment. You can book your appointment between Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Apart from this, 15,000 offer is still running, so just inform others to avail this opportunity.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody? Is anyone who has recently joined or new? Sydney? Zohaib, nice to meet you, Zohaib. Where are you from? Back home? Pakistan. Okay, Zohaib. Have you done PT before? First time? Okay, it's all right. And your target score? 8 in each. No problem, Zohaib. Okay, guys, so let's start our class. We'll come to the post a little later, but we just want to do this drill for repeat sentences, and that's what we're going to focus on. First, repeat sentence tasks, so there you'll have to come regularly to the class too for 7 days, so that you get familiarized with these questions and everything. So first 1 week, your target will be to understand the questions and the weightage of those questions. So repeat sentences very quickly. This question, repeat sentence, you see it in your which module? Bolo? In your speaking section. This comes in your speaking task, but your marks go to your listening too. So speaking is the first section of your PT. And repeat sentence is part of that module. Repeat sentences, you'll have sentence and you have to repeat it back to the computer. Let me give you quick examples. For example, these are your real exam repeat sentence questions. The essay should be written with double spacing on white paper. Could you repeat it? Double side of the ulta pulta karte hain. Essay should be written with double spacing on white paper. Repeat. No. Practice nahi karte ho tum log. Ab batao mujhe. I forgot your name. Sorry. Danny. Yeah, Danny. The essay should be written with double spacing on white paper. This is what the sentence is. The essay should be. And Danny is a little smarter in memory. What we do is we ask you guys, once you listen to the sentence, repeat sentence, you'll get a sentence varying length. You will write the initials on the notebook of the word. Essay is E. Should is S. So this is how you write the initials on your notebook. Not the entire sentence, just first three to four words. Why? So this will trigger your memory. Deepika. Yeah. So let's say the sentence is this. Yeah. The sentence is the lack of rainy weather causes drought. Can you repeat it? Not rainy. Lack of rainy weather causes drought. You know, you just have to practice them more and more. So I'll do some samples here. Yeah. And also for new students as well, you'll get some roughly 500 real exam repeat sentence questions along with the audios. You have to go through those audios over and over again. So that even if out of you'll get roughly how many repeat sentences? Roughly 10 to 11. Yeah. Even if you get 5 to 6 out of those 500 repeat sentences, you already have listened to them over and over again. Exam में part repeat sentences. Is because this question contributes at least 20 marks towards your listening and 15 marks towards your speaking. So you'll get after doing 10 to 11 sentences. Now let's do these samples, guys, everyone. So watch me, guys. Now, when you know that, you listen to the audio, you don't immediately say it. Once the audio is over, for example, they say, the seating is available for 80 people in the auditorium. Don't immediately say it. Wait for at least 1 to 2 seconds because the recorder opens after roughly 1 to 2 seconds. Yeah. So I would recommend don't even look at the computer because once you look at the computer, you get distracted. Or mind gets distracted. So make a rhythm like this. This is something we always talk in the class. Make a rhythm like this. You know, don't look at the computer. Okay, the seating is available for 80 people in the auditorium. The seating is available for 80 people in the auditorium. You know, so don't even look at the computer that way. New York is famous for ethnic diversity. New York is famous for ethnic diversity, but there could be sentences which could be longer too. For example, let's ask this to Jaspreet. Yeah, one last sentence before we do these samples. Australia is the largest continent located in the southern hemisphere of the world. Largest hemisphere, Neda. Largest continent located in the southern of the world. Batao mujhe, part. Yeah. Sydney is the chief port, central hub, and the education capital of Australia. Central hub, HUB, hub. Let's do these sentences, guys. So force yourself to write the initials first. I know you will hate it, but still try. So this is a reliable method to do repeat sentences in the exam.
Healing those wounds of our history is the central story of the European Union.
Repeat it one more time. Let me ask Kaka to turn the volume. Okay, guys, saying it one more time.
Healing those wounds of our history is the central story of the European Union.
Who can say? Not storage. Story is 100% right. healing those wounds of our history is the central story of the European Union. This sentence is lengthy, deliberate, because you know that you could get lengthy sentences too. Next one, practice them all. Let's do them.
And millions dead.
One more time.
And millions dead across the world in the battle for peace and liberty.
Yeah? And millions dead across the world for peace and liberty. See, look at the way I've made these notes. And millions dead across the world. And millions dead across the world for peace and liberty. Yeah? Next one.
The first purpose of the European Union, to secure peace, has been achieved.
The first purpose of European Union to secure peace has been achieved. Chunks mein yaad rakho. Look at the chunks. The first purpose of European Union to secure peace has been achieved. 3 chunks isme. The first purpose of European Union kya hai? To secure peace, has been achieved. Is the third chunk. Next one.
Europe was being torn apart by its second catastrophic conflict.
Yeah, bolo. Europe was being torn apart by the second catastrophic conflict. Okay. Next one. Now, what happens in the exam is, although these sentences are a little bit more difficult than the sentences that you get in the exam, but we want you to do these sentences in the class all the time. Why? Because these are difficult. Agar tum ye kar paoge, exam will be a cakewalk. Exam repeat sentences will be a cakewalk. Number 1. Number 2, there are 7 case scenarios. If you cannot complete the sentence, what happens? For example, tumne yahan pe bol diya, the first purpose of the European Union, and rest of the sentence you forgot. Tum pata nahi. Yeah, rest of the sentence mein tumhe ek hi word pata hai, maybe the last word, the middle portion. This part you don't know, you just know peace in the end. So this part you know, ye beech mein reh gaya. You don't know it. So kya karoge? You totally skip it. You say the first purpose of the European Union, peace next. No gap. No gap, no pause in between, because you lose on your fluency in the exam. So, suppose, in the same way, suppose you miss the first beat. You don't know, oh, sentence kahan se shuru hua. You know? So you just remember, you just forgot this beat. You can start with this beat and complete it and press next. So when the sentence is over, when you're done with the sentence, or tumhe bhul gaya hai already what are those words, there is no way you can, under exam scenario, get those words back in the head. Impossible. You're already under stress. So tum kya karte ho stress mein? You give a gap or you hesitate, beech mein aa jata hai, and then you lose on your fluency. So kya karoge exam mein? Even if it is 2 to 3 words, tumhe bol diya tumne exam mein, you immediately cut it there, press next for the next sentence. Yeah, don't wait. Yeah, don't give a gap in the exam. So that's what you do. Yeah, let's do them more. Yes, I'm going to play the next sentence, guys. Everyone.
It didn't happen like a change in the weather.
It didn't happen like a change in the weather. Yeah.
The challenges come not from within this continent, but from outside it.
The challenges do not come from this continent, but from outside. Challenges do not come from this continent, but from outside. Next one.
It happened because of determined work over generations.
Well done. It happened because of determined work of generations. Did he say generation or did he say generation? Generation. Agar tum generation bolte ho exam mein, of course you will lose some partial marks in your listening because the word will mismatch. Generations tha, tumne generation bol diya. Yeah, but at least tumne word bol diya, wahi khushi hai. At least because some people will be like, kya bola diya tha exam mein. Okay, next one.
So I want to speak to you today with urgency and frankness about the European Union.
So I want you to speak to you today with urgency and frankness about European Union. Although I shouldn't have written all of those words, but I had this clue some in my head, lengthy होएगा, खत्म नहीं करेगा ये. So although you're not supposed to write the entire thing, you get this, some people get distracted by writing. So force yourself to practice those real exam repeat sentences that we are going to give you. Some people already have it, those real exam 500 repeat sentences. Also practice these sentences from, from TED Talk, from Scientific American, all those academic journals. So what you can do is you can try to force yourself to write those initials. So initially you will hate it, but don't just do 20 to 30 repeat sentences and then come and say, sir, this is not working for me. I hate writing. Force yourself to at least cross 100, 200 repeat sentences. After 200 sentences, you'll be 100% sure. Now, writing actually was initially hard, but I think I can rely on it. I think I'm getting better at it. या तुम उल्टा ये बोलोगे, time waste हो गया, मैंने इतना prepare किया, 200 sentences, I don't think writing works for me. Then you'll be 100% sure. Mostly students क्या करते हैं, 10 to 15 sentences they practice, and then they come and say, sir, this is not working for me. How many sentences do you? I did 5.5 sentences, too much. So, this is not how it works. Force yourself to spend time with these repeat sentence questions. You know that this is your weak area. Yeah, listening summary. Repeat sentences is one of the sentences. This is how Pearsons make money. This is their money-making question, repeat sentences. Do you know why? Because students fail only in this question, repeat sentences. They will never remove it from there. Although this is not an English level testing system. ये तो आप English level check भी नहीं कर रहा repeat sentences. Repeat sentences purely checking your short-term memory. Short-term memory has nothing to do with your English language. But this is unfortunate. What can we do? This is there. So you just have to ace this question by spending more and more time with it. Don't run away from it. Don't spend a lot of time in describing it where you're already good in. Yeah. So spend time with those difficult areas. You have to find your weak areas in the exam. Okay, let's do the next one, guys. Last one. And
but first, I want to set out the spirit in which I approach these issues.
The first, I want to set out the spirit I want to address these issues. I'll be like, oh, what are these? What is this? But we want you to do uncomfortable sentences. The link will be already given you for these sentences today, and there are a lot of sentences here in the sheet. I want you to spend some time on that link. I want you to practice more and more of these sentences on that link. Plus the real exam repeat sentence questions. Yeah? Because the chances are repeated material, you will definitely get something from the special material in the exam. Repeat sentences. How many of you haven't done those repeat sentences or write from dictation from the special material? Most of you have done it, yeah? हाँ ना कुछ तो बोलो. You're like, तुम स्पेनिश बोल रहे हो या फ्रेंच बोल रहे हो? हमें कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा. तो हाँ ना कुछ तो बोलो. How many of you have done it? How many of you haven't done it? Thank you. तो कुछ तो या तो हाँ होगा या तो ना होगा. बीच में कुछ नहीं होगा. Okay, तुम बोलते जाओ. हम देखते जाएंगे. Classes should be interactive, Okay, so short-term memory, very important. Let's do one of these. Let me ask this to a particular student. So, ऐसे पता नहीं चलता group में, Some people I could hear you properly, but some people, they're like, European Union. You really don't know what is the level here. Sitaram, this sentence is for you. How are you? Okay. Sitaram is one of my favorite students. He's very regular with the classes, at least. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to play it for you. Everybody, a little silence there.
After the Berlin Wall came down, I visited that city.
He lost it. He lost it. He lost it. आपका नाम क्या है? Everyone quiet. Senta बोलो. What's your name? Sanjeev बोलो. You lost it too. I'll play it one more time, yeah? Sanjeev, this sentence is for you. So everyone quiet, please. Let's actually turn this AC off because the volume is not enough. Okay, I'll play it one more time, guys. Sanjeev, this one is for you.
After the Berlin Wall came down, I visited that city.
I wasted that city. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Sanjeev. Bolo Shadab? After walking the Berlin. तो ऐसे भी बंद किया. बोलो, what's your name? Gagan बोलो. After the Berlin walking down. After the Berlin walking down. I don't believe it. तुम बताओ. After the Berlin walked out. तुमने तो सेंटेंस की कुदरती चेंज कर दी पार. हाँ हाँ. क्या came down? बोलो. After the Berlin walked. After the Berlin, अगर मैं तुम सबको पूछूं, तुम सबके अपने अपने versions होंगे for this. So I won't ask anyone. The sentence is this. Sharon की बात. This. We played it one more time for you. After. क्या है? So this is there. So suno audio properly. Look at this.
After the Berlin Wall came down.
After the Berlin Wall. This is how they pronounce this word. They never say wall. हम बोलते हैं wall. They say wall. You know. So after the Berlin Wall came down, जब दीवार उन्होंने तोड़ी, Berlin Wall. Yeah.
After the Berlin Wall came down, I visited that city.
I visited that city. The second part was okay, but the first part was a little after the Berlin Wall. You know. So these are certain sounds. Like they don't say all, they say they say all, you know, all. Yeah, tall. हम क्या बोलते हैं? Tall. I'm a tall boy. So they say tall, o sound. आ की जगह o sound. जैसे कभी भी नहीं बोलते also. He also हमारा problem नहीं है. He also said. So they say o sound. Although it starts with a. जैसे for example, pal. Pal ना बोल के. पाल भी नहीं हम बोलते हैं. We normally I'm exaggerating. Normally हम बोलते हैं पाल. पाल ना बोल के pure British people they say fall, tall. Yeah. So similarly also. Similarly although rather than saying although. Similarly always rather than saying always. Yeah. Similarly they say was. हम क्या बोलते हैं? Was. So this is something that we have to analyze. Very quickly, short-term memory, let's ask this to Rupinder. Rupinder, ये तुम्हारे लिए sentence है. The sentence is, तुम्हारा नाम Rupinder नहीं है, तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? Short-term memory में नहीं. Okay, Kamal, this sentence is for you. People must visit scientific departments to enhance knowledge and education both at the same time. She missed it. She missed it completely. Who can say it? Bolo? People must visit scientific department to enhance education and knowledge at the same time. What's your name there? Bharat, yeah? Karan. Okay, Karan, this sentence is you, yeah? The sentence is, the popular debate about politics is something that the world is interested in. The popular debate about politics, so many words, the world debated. But when you say the popular debate about the world, what would you do? So Karan forgot it in the exam. क्या करेगा? Immediately? Press next. That's how you're going to do it. Yeah. So this one sentence very quickly for what's your name again? Huh? Aarti. This sentence is for you. बताओ मुझे very quickly, short-term memory. Footscray is one of the closest branch to my home. That's where I go to practice. From my home. And second part क्या है? She missed it. That's where I go for practice. You know, very important. Jaya, this sentence is for you. How good are you in short-term memory? Yeah. Okay. So this this is for you. The prisoners were allowed to run out on the ground on a daily basis. Ah, you missed it. Who can say this? Bolo? On a daily basis. Well done. See, Danny is smart. Danny is good in repeat sentences. You know? Aman, yeah? Nirali. खुद का sort of memory सही नहीं है. Okay. Nirali, your sentence, yeah. Punctuality is one of the three key criteria to meet demand in modern world. In punctuality, around the punctuality, yeah? Inside the punctuality and about the... What was the sentence? Not growing to meet the demand in the world. See, some people are already good at it. Some people are not good in short-term memory. Are you single or married? And that's why. What can you do? Okay. So repeat sentences for you are to practice. So those people who didn't get the special material, the special folder where you have all the repeat sentences, all the right from dictation, you'll get it inshallah in that. And those repeat sentences and dictations are already up. We already update them every Monday. So you get updated material every Monday. So once you get it, you don't have to worry about, oh, mera update hoga material. You will have created different versions of repeat sentences. Version 1, version 2, version 3. No matter what version you have, it will automatically be updated every Monday. So those repeat sentence and those dictation and other modules too. Okay, then comes the next question, and we'll talk about this. So far so good. Did you note down the marking here? So 20 marks. Also, guys, ये भी मैं आपको बोल दूंगा कि your speaking task gives you collectively an aggregate of 35 marks. 40 marks towards your listening section. So you know that speaking is like your ear, and listening and reading is like your face. So you move your ear, your face will follow. So in the same way, you move your speaking scores up, your reading and listening will follow. Why? Because speaking gives you marks towards your listening section. Kitna mark deta hai listening mein? I think you should write it. So this speaking task gives you a total of 40 towards your listening, and it gives you a total of 25 to 28 towards your reading section. So speaking contributes marks towards your both listening as well as your reading. So before you even start your reading and listening section, you already have 35 to 40 here, maximum. And you already have 28 in reading. So from your speaking tasks, different tasks. And in this 35 to 40, repeat sentence contributes at least 20 marks from your speaking, because this is a speaking task, isn't it? So this comes in the speaking section. So the marks are going into your listening from here. So very important. Another question that you will see in your listening task will also contribute towards your listening module, and that's called a retell lecture. And let's do this question, retell lecture, and we are going, and most of you, before I talk about this retell lecture and everything, I want to see how many of you have memorized the pattern that we have given you for retell lecture. Retell lecture kya hai? Audio, simple, you have an audio, you'll get one sentence, yeah? No. You will get an entire lecture, entire audio. So you will have an audio, roughly the range will be 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. So audio sun rahe ho. Once the audio is over, they will give you a gap of 10 seconds, which is like a rehearsal time or practice time. Not much, 10 seconds will be like a rest time, I would say, after the audio. And after the audio is over, after this gap, you will have to come up with your response, verbally. Orally bolna padega, what was the audio about? That's why the task is called retell lecture. Retell lecture, you have an audio, and then there's a gap of 10 seconds, and 10 seconds ke baad you will have to come up with your response. Verbally, summary bolni padegi. Retell lecture. Now, what do? We present. What do? Do we have to understand the audio? We don't have to understand the audio at all. All we have to do is, there are two types of students. Guys, what do we recommend? Do we recommend you take the words, you note down the words from the audio, or do we recommend you take the phrases from the audio? phrases, not words. This is a common mistake, guys. Never pick single words from the audio. Wall, also, help, run, gain, play. You will lose marks like this. You will have to take the phrases, more marks, better scores in your listening section. Phrases kya hua? So while you listen to the audio, they say there has been a popular debate about this phenomenon, a chart. You took it exactly as it is about this phenomenon without changing anything. You wrote it down on your notebook. Yeah. Whether it is true or there is no proof. No proof. No proof is a chunk. Yeah. Not just no. Not just proof. The lecture mentioned no, the lecture mentioned proof. No, you nahi bologe. See my point? So you just have to put a chunk there, like a phrase. So those phrases you will note down from the audio. As many as you like, but a safe way to score in listening is to at least have 15 phrases from the audio. At least 15 phrases hona chahiye audio mein. While you note down. And how do you note down? Do you note down horizontally, Shadab, or do you put it vertically? Vertically. Why? Sir, मैं diagonally put करूँ और क्या फर्क पड़ता है? It is a little easier to comprehend one word, another when you put vertically, and you know which ones you have read. So once you have noted down these phrases, 10 second ke baad, check your writing if it is readable. After that, what do? You don't just read those phrases in the response time. जब बोलने वाली बारी आती है, you don't have to just read those phrases. So what do? You just use some fixed fillers, isn't it? So we give you some fixed fillers. Fixed fillers क्या है? Or the lecturer explains something about phrase 1. He also talked about phrase 2. I don't know why he mentioned phrase 3. He was continuously talking about phrase 4. He not only explained phrase 5, you just have to make a fake story. That's how written lecture works. A fake story computer को बना के देना है, and how chalak you are, how clever you are by not giving gaps and not making sure this is smooth, like a machine language, smooth, no gaps, no pauses. If you do it exactly the way we want you to do it, this question will give you, written lecture will give you a total of 15 towards your listening and a total of 15 towards your speaking task. Not just one audio. Bear in mind, there are roughly 3 to 4 audios in the exam. So you'll get maximum 4 audios in the exam. So ये 4 audios properly करते हो without giving gaps and everything else, this question will contribute to, the repeat sentence will give you 20, written lecture will give you another 15. So 2 questions are already giving you roughly how much? 35 already. See my point? So these 2 questions are the important pillars for you. Now how do we do this? Now response time, we have given you some fixed pillars, yeah? So fixed pillars to memorize. The talk delineate, speaker also mentioned, he also talked about, yeah. So you just have to repeat those back. So how many of you have memorized those pillars? Raise your hands, please. कितने लोगों ने memorize किया है? Okay. Deepika. Okay. What about others? Haven't you been, Jai, how long have you been coming to us? 1 week. Haven't you memorized those big lectures? You've done it only once. That means you know the fillers. Okay. Danny? But you haven't memorized it. Paul? You have been here for a while. Huh? You have memorized it. You have the format, but you haven't memorized. तो 3 बच्चों ने तीनों ने मेमोराइज नहीं किया. अच्छा आप बच्चे आपने भी मेमोराइज नहीं किया. निराली हैव यू मेमोराइज? निराली ने मेमोराइज किया है. चलो किसने तो मेमोराइज किया क्लास में? Can you read those pillars from your memory to us without giving any gaps? So this is a test for Nirali. Nirali, go ahead. Can you read those pillars? I don't know. Second pass करना पड़ेगा exam में. You'll have to speak for at least 40 seconds in the exam. If you also said, your pronunciation is also different. So you don't solve. So you only solve listening MCQ, single answer. Single answer.
Okay. Everyone has clear understanding of written lecture? Yes. Everyone remember those tips which I have given in the Friday session? Remember those? Okay, now speak the phrases. Speak the template. The talk. Again, repeat it. How will you pronounce talk? Talk. Amit? Talk. No, it's talk. Talk. It's not talk. It's talk. You have to add little H sound with PH, TH, KH. Remember this. And this way you can improve your speaking. PH doesn't mean wherever you see P, you should add slightly H sound. No. The P sound. P. sound. So talk having a t sound. So it's a th, means not talk, it's talk. Right? The talk delineates a detailed picture, not picture. It's picture. Cause sound. Remember, it's not picture because picture is something different. Picture means ghada. It's picture. That is image. If you are not comfortable to speak picture, then you can say image. Okay? The talk delineates a detailed, but here we can't say image, right? Because this sentence is not suitable in that scenario, right? Now, speak it. The talk delineates a detailed picture regarding this. The speaker mentioned this. He also said this. That was also elaborated in detail. Besides all these ideas, arguments, the speaker also highlighted this. The lecture concluded with this, this, and this. And the best part of this last line is, if you left with some phrases, in 6 to 7 phrases you haven't completed yet, you should add those phrases in the last sentence. The lecture concluded with A, B, C, and D. The lecture concluded with A, B, C, D, E, and E. Right? Compulsory part is that you have to end the last phrase with and. Right?
Answer may always read the question first. Ask her the question. Don't read the option. Just the question.
Answer.
The question says, according to the audio, which of the following is not true? We're not looking for something that was mentioned, something that was not mentioned from the false statement. So listen to this audio, everyone.
Okay. In the exam, you have to quickly read the question, not the options. Okay, remember, never ever read the options in the exam. You should read question only as soon as possible, right? And after that, just concentrate on the audio part. Listen to the audio carefully. Okay, and remember one thing, you should not read simultaneously because you can miss the audio content in this way. You can't concentrate on both the things at the same time. Is that clear?
You should get it right because we used the same audio a couple of weeks back for a different purpose, listening summary. So तुमने एक बार audio सुन चुके हो. So I'm going to play this audio, guys. Pay attention, yeah?
Sternberg and his colleagues had a hunch they might find nematodes lurking in one of California's most extreme habitats, Mono Lake, on the east side of the Sierra Nevada. It's super salty, alkaline, and loaded with arsenic, and previously known to harbor only 2 animal species, brine shrimp and alkali flies. So the researchers took soil samples at beaches around the lake, and indeed, they found 8 species of nematodes living there.
So we just went from 2 animals to at least 10 species. So that's what's kind of striking. So are there going to be others in the lake? Yeah. People should go look.
Photos and details are in the journal Current Biology. Sternberg and his colleagues were able to culture one of the worm species in the lab, and they discovered it could survive 500 times the dose of arsenic that would kill a human. But they also found that even nematodes that weren't from Mono Lake seem to have the genetic ability to resist the lethal element, meaning the worms may be natural-born extremophiles.
From the worm's perspective, invading a host, that's a harsh environment. So I think there's some general ability of the nematodes to adapt to harsh environments.
Okay, now mark your answer. Mark your answer, guys. Done? साजन क्या लगाया? Okay. Dimple? What? A. Okay. ऑडियो समझ नहीं आई? ऑडियो पुरानी थी उस दिन वाली। Okay. ऑडियो किस किस को समझ नहीं आई? आपको भी नहीं समझ आई? और बाकी सबको समझ आई है? समरी लिखी थी इस ऑडियो के ऊपर हमने, if you remember. Nematodes. फ्राइडे को, बट फिर भी समझ नहीं आए. ओके, आई विल प्ले इट अगेन.
Yeah. So you avoid it. Why? Because of the negative marking. You have negative marking there. The difficulty level is a little. Doesn't matter. It's the same. Okay. Can you write the number of listening MCQs? Listening MCQ.
Nematodes that weren't from Mono Lake seem
In the exam. Multiple answers, we don't solve. You avoid it. You simply avoid it. If you say why, yeah, it's a valid question, but just because we say so, you avoid it. Yeah. See my point? Yeah. So you avoid it. Why? Because of the negative marking. You have negative marking there. The difficulty level is a little higher. You may go wrong. This is a PP handbook guide. So multiple choice, multiple answer question. My answer could be answer could be 2, or it could be 3, 2, more than 1. So difficulty level is more, and then they take a lot of time for you to answer, and you end up wasting time there. And you know that you have to spend more time on the last question of listening task, which is right from dictation. Right from dictation to make up by, you will not get your score. That is the fact. So if you were not able to do right from dictation properly, which is the very last question, you won't be able to pass the test. That is as simple as that. So either time now waste for multiple answers. You just press next. So you don't solve. So you only solve listening MCQ, single answer. Single answer may always read the question first. Answer the question. Don't read the option. Just the question. The question says, according to the audio, which of the following is not true? We're not looking for something that was mentioned, something that was not mentioned from the false statement. So listen to this audio, everyone. You should get it right, because we used the same audio a couple of weeks back for a different purpose, listening summary. So तुमने एक बार ये audio सुन चुके हो. So I'm going to play this audio, guys. Pay attention, yeah?
Sternberg and his colleagues had a hunch they might find nematodes lurking in one of California's most extreme habitats, Mono Lake, on the east side of the Sierra Nevada. It's super salty, alkaline, and loaded with arsenic, and previously known to harbor only 2 animal species, brine shrimp and alkali flies. So the researchers took soil samples at beaches around the lake, and indeed, they found 8 species of nematodes living there.
So we just went from 2 animals to at least 10 species. So that's what's kind of striking. So are there going to be others in the lake? Yeah. People should go look.
Photos and details are in the journal Current Biology. Sternberg and his colleagues were able to culture one of the worm species in the lab, and they discovered it could survive 500 times the dose of arsenic that would kill a human. But they also found that even nematodes that weren't from Mono Lake seem to have the genetic ability to resist the lethal element, meaning the worms may be natural-born extremophiles.
From the worm's perspective, invading a host, that's a harsh environment. So I think there's some general ability of the nematodes to adapt to harsh environments.
No mark your answer. A, B, C. Nobody has chosen C. C, D.
Researchers found some species of nematodes near the lake. Did they find or did they not find? Of course they find. They said
E, इन्होंने कोई भी नहीं चूज किया, इन्होंने बस ई किया होगा, है ना? Okay, now see the explanation. Researchers found some species of nematodes near the lake. मिली थी उनको कि नहीं? Species मिली थी इनको, नहीं मिली थी? नहीं मिली थी? मिली थी तभी तो स्टडी की थी उन्होंने. So this is the right answer. मतलब true है, हमने not true देखना है, right? Okay, Mono Lake is infamous for its highly alkaline and acidic environment. It's true or not true? Yes, it is true because it is clearly mentioned in the audio, right? At the starting. Now, scientists cultivated nematodes in order to study them. ये true है कि नहीं? Yes, it is true. उन्होंने कल्चर किया था लेबोरेटरी में, right? So the right answer is B. Nematodes were found lacking inherent resistance towards fatal elements, right? Okay, now do the question number 10.
But they're talking about the supervision which has been developed in those fish. The answers are, first one is genes, third is good boy, okay. नहीं मुझे आज ही पता चला, I did not know that. अच्छा क्योंकि बॉय का एग्जांपल दिया इस वजह से let me be more specific. गर्ल कर दूं या स्टूडेंट कर दूं? तो कहने का क्या मतलब है? My bad, I give this option, this example. So if any of the two options, they kind of sound the same meaning wise. That means none of this my answer. None of this is my answer. Nahi Ram good boy and I go nice boy. I will put all kinds of boy, right? You know point. That's another rule that you can use at times to get your answer. Okay, guys. Any more questions? All good. Manu, you are super quiet. Two things. Either you didn't get anything or you got everything that I just said. Which category you fall? Both? Okay. I will go with that. Let's go to question number 12. Is it your first class, first session? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I can kind of understand. Okay, guys, let's move on to question number 12. Listening MCQ single answer. So, do we attempt this question in exam? Saram? Kरेंगे ये question? पक्का? सही है. And what is the first thing that you do in this question? You read the question. So remember we discussed about this rule. So anything? No, sir, I did not. You're listening only questions, sir. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to question number 7, everyone. The first word is fakad or fakade. What is the word? How do you say? Fakade? Fakade? Fakade?
Question number
It's
7.
not fakade. It's rather fasad. Bolo? Fasad. Nothing like fakade. No. Fasad. Fasad. Facade. Facade is the front of a house or a building. Front. So when you go to build a house, they will ask you, which facade do you like? तुम क्या बोलोगे? I don't like this facade. No, facade. So the front, they will have multiple facades in front of you. They will share which one. These 3 free, these 9 pay. You know, you have to pay extra. So you choose the free one. Yeah. Have you chosen the free one, or you have to pay extra?
So I chose the.
Oh, you already got the fixed one. Oh, I forgot that you already bought your house. You didn't build one. Rich lady. Yeah. A rich lady, and your husband is also rich. Yeah. He's a good man. I didn't think he was good in the beginning. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I shouldn't have said this way. I mean, in the beginning, he looked a little very reserved, and but later, right? He's friendly. He's good. Immaculate meaning someone or something which is flawless. You know what flawless means? I forgot your name. Sorry. And Malik, yeah. So flawless means Kiran. Oh, Kiran, good. I remember your name. Good. Flawless means something which is flawless. Like what happened? Feeling hot? No. Okay. So flawless is like, suppose you watched a movie and you can say, wow, she acted flawlessly, or she acted immaculately, or she had an immaculate performance. Or suppose you went to a house, the dinner was immaculate, or the painting was immaculate, or the house is immaculate. Flawless, tidy, clean, beautiful, impressive. Okay, there is no dosh, no khut in Bangla. Khut. Bangla, khut, khut. Khairoshuka Chandrabindu to. So yeah, so it's a beautiful word. Try to use it in your advanced writing. Good. Prolific. Prolific means abundant. Abundant. So when someone is prolific, it means that they've got abundant flow. Abundant means plenty of. Now, can you not write? Listen first. So prolific is a word is used in contexts like this. You can say he is a prolific writer. She is a prolific actress. He is a prolific author. Or he is a prolific businessman. Someone who is prolific, it means that they've got plenty to deliver, abundant flow. Someone is creative, like we can say Samir was a prolific lyricist in Hindi movies. Samir Ranjan, who penned thousands of Hindi songs. So why do we use prolific? Because he gave abundant songs, plenty of songs. Make sense? Akshay Kumar is a prolific actor. Why? Because he acts in virtually every film. So prolific means someone who is abundantly resourceful, productive. Okay, I think I explained it. Prudent meaning wise, gyani, sage. So are you prudent? You think you are? Oh, what's your name? Aparna, smart girl. She thinks she's prudent. I'll ask her husband. Oh, I'm not married yet. I have to ask your boyfriend then. All right. I won't ask anyone. Which is saying then it makes sense. She is married, meaning she is not married yet means she's prudent. Yeah? So prudent means बोलो क्या है किरण? Sage, wise. Hindi में बोलते हैं ज्ञानी, right? Good. Underscore meaning underline. You score under the table. What is underscore? Underscore means stress or highlight in force or highlight or what is the other word I said in the morning? Underscore means emphasis, emphasize. Emphasize मतलब किसी चीज के ऊपर जोर देना, focus करना, right? What's your name? Manu? How do you spell Manu? Manu, are you from? Hyderabad. Yes. Now, Manu, do you understand what underscore means? Okay, can you give me an example? Good. You got it, yeah? Say think. What's your name? Revenue bata. Meaning? Meaning? Meaning is unclear, isn't it? Like if I say, oh, he's a good boy. But if you don't, okay, let me change it. He is a prolific author. I can say another example. So I have to say it like this. He is a prolific author. He has written more poems than any other person in the world, in the country. That makes sense. Underscore का मतलब समझ में आ रहा है मुझे. The commentators are underscoring psychology meaning they were focusing on it particular. All right, now it makes sense. They were focusing on, they're stressing this particular straight drive. He is very efficient at. Now it makes sense. But it should have been something like the government has underscored this new policy in order to bring some necessary change in the economy, blah, blah, blah. Meaning what? Focused on, stressed on, underscore, beautiful word, guys. It's a native academic, it's an advanced vocabulary. Okay? So facade, immaculate, prolific, prudent, underscore. Now let's do connotations, guys. Key. Let's go together. Your turn. Technique. I think technique. I'm not sure though. I forgot it. I made the question myself. Make an obstetrician observation. Make an observation. Prominent impact. Prominent impact. Reduce. Wake up. Reduce emission. It's easy. Emission, carbon emission. Reduce carbon emission. So you have to reduce emission. See? There's a word, plausible. Plausible means practicable, possible. So plausible meaning, which is possible. अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि someone came to score 8, okay, and their English is terrible, okay, it doesn't seem plausible for you to score 8. Meaning, doesn't seem possible or practicable for you to score 8. Excuse me, what's your name? Bharat? Yeah, Bharat. Bharat, batao, what is the answer to question number 2? Reduce any? Reduce? Emission, good. Now spelling here, number 1. Chile is a country name. No mistake, all correct. Okay, Chile is a country in, next to Afghanistan. Next to? Afghanistan, yeah? Where is it? Just next to next to Brazil and Argentina, yeah? Good. It's in Latin America or South America. Do you know what South America is? Just next to New Zealand, right? Yeah? Who's it there? Do you know what New Zealand is? New Zealand, tell me, New Zealand is New Zealand to our east, south, or north or west? Southeast. Good. Mano is a smart boy, yeah. The other day I was talking to my son, Avish, he's 6 years old, 6.5, and he asked me, I don't know what he asked me, the conversation started, I don't know where, but we were stuck somewhere. I asked him, or I said, Avish, normally the capital city is in the center of the country, normally. It's in the center, not in the corner. But Abdul, Canberra is not in the center. It's in the southeast. Wow, तुझे अभी साउथ ईस्ट पता है मुझे साउथ ईस्ट सीखने में मुझे स्कूल खत्म करना पड़ा मुझे साउथ ईस्ट माशाल्लाह है ना बच्चे you have to be a smart parent वरना बच्चे सोचेंगे have you seen the movie English with English ऐसा होगा हमारा so we have to learn for the sake of our ego or our prestige otherwise बच्चे सोचेंगे ना कुछ नहीं आता है आपको do you know how terrible that feeling would be for a parent to hear that from your son can you talk about it? Let me ask my teacher. अभी बोल रहे किसी दिन ये बोलने से पहले तो मैं टॉपिक चेंज कर दूंगा I will let him say this. मैं पहले पूछूंगा अब can you ask your teacher tomorrow? वो बोलने से पहले मैं खुद से बोल दूंगा. So very dangerous to raise your kids in this country especially. You know they are so strong in personality. हम सोचते हैं 3 बार एक बात बोलेंगे तो बुरा भी करेंगे ये लोग बोलने के बाद भी नहीं सोचते. So they are raised. Allah maaf kare. So so dangerous. So that's why you have to take them to a desi community. If you want to keep them a little desi, take them to a desi community. So they know how desis behave. Otherwise, they will be so different. Allah maaf kare. Alright, where am I? We are actually maintenance is wrong spelling. Mano, yeah, correct it. Who can correct it? No mistake. There is no mistake here. No? Yeah, sure. What's the name? Fazil, yeah? Batao, Fazil bhai. Wow, smart boy. Maintenance spelling is M-A-I-N-T-E-N-A-N-C. Everyone write it down, please. M-A-I-N-T-E-N-A-N-C. हम this is क्या बोलते हैं? Maintenance, है ना? Maintenance, the maintenance is maintenance. Maintenance, T-E-N-A-N-C, tenants. Okay. Now 40. Unbelievable. Who's the mother? Kiran? I never thought Hyderabad people are a little better in terms of, spelling their English and this and that. Kiran changed my perception. So 40, F-O-U-R-T-Y is wrong. Unbelievable. F-O-U-R-4 is correct, but when you say 40, F-O-R-T-Y, no you. Good. Now, yacht, right spelling, no mistake, good. Weird, wrong, W-I-E, I don't believe it. I was just checking it in there. It's no mistake, it's right. That's how I check your level, yeah? See, that means you are very bad at spelling. Do you know spelling is very important to you? Do you know that? But how serious are you in spelling? No serious. That's why I have added these spellings. Do you think these questions help you or no? They do help you. At least I know where you stand. Where you stand, where your level is. Good. Quickly finish the discuss. I want to talk about discussion, Maulik. So when Maulik, I have to discuss about something with you, wrong or right? I have to discuss about something or discuss something? Discuss something. Well done. Discuss never comes with about. Discuss, but we basically always use that. You know what? Let's discuss about this problem. Wrong. Discuss this problem. Never to discuss about. Mono bolo kya bola maine? Discuss about is wrong. Discuss about is wrong. Discuss about never. How about this? Maulik, let's have a discussion about this. because here it is discussion or discuss. Discussion about, correct, discuss about, wrong. You see the confusion here? So Aparna, just tell me what I just said now. So discuss about is wrong, yeah? Good. Discuss about wrong, discussion about right. Can you write like this quickly, guys? Discuss about wrong, discussion about right. Last one, complementary, complementary. There are two complementaries, and who can tell me which one what means? Oh wow, really well done. This I didn't expect this from you. Well done. Complimentary with I means someone who praises. So he was complimentary, meaning he was praising somebody. Okay? And this complimentary with I has another meaning which is called free. When we say complimentary breakfast, meaning breakfast is of no cost. Complimentary coffee, meaning coffee will cost nothing. You get it free. Complimentary, like when you fly in Qantas or Virgin, I think Virgin free, yeah? So you get complimentary breakfast. Do you know that? How about Tiger? Tiger or Jetstar? They'll just fly, that's it. They'll just fly you do the rest. So complimentary meaning free. Good. Like at university you get complimentary coffee, yeah? She added something beautiful. I think that's a good point. A smart girl. Complimentary, I will say complimentary coffee, you know? And she's like unhappy. But that's also correct. Complimentary. Next complementary is like let's talk about like students and teachers. Now, do you think students are something without teachers, or they are worthless? Exactly, they are complimentary. We're about to know teachers without students. I will teach whom? Nobody. Students and teachers also nobody. So a university, of course, you need teachers as well as students. Yeah. So you can say students and teachers, they are each other's. They complement each other. They complement, meaning one completes the other. So without one, the other one is half, not full. So to make it full, you need both of them. This is what complement means. Complement means. So this cap complements this pen. So this cap is complementary to this pen, and vice versa. Is it clear? So a whiteboard is what without a whiteboard? Marker. If you can't write with a finger. Is it clear? So whiteboard marker is complementary. So in the same way, husband and wife, they are complementary too, if you think so. No, I am enough. I don't need my husband or wife. It's not enough. We know that we need our partners. Yeah, we need someone to take care of us when we're old. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, don't go before I tell you to go. Okay, bye. Thank you. I think they parked their car, you know. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Then tomorrow's class. So, your hard copies as well as study plan. So, as soon as you go home, throw the study plan in the bin. I had it somewhere so no one can see. Please don't do that. Please study it. And also, we have made the hard copies. We have given you the hard copies. So, the same hard copies which you have there in the study plan. In the study plan, we mention those hard copies. So you will find them coordinating with each other. Everyone come to the class, please sit down, have a seat. Aparna, are you from Hyderabad? Okay, good. And I don't know your name, you're new, yeah? Swastika? Yeah, you're from Nepal? And your name, please? I forgot your name. Osama. Okay. Maulik Skornia, is your name there? एक प्लान करो, ये 10 दिन का प्लान करो. मैंने जो प्लान बना के दिया 10 दिन का सारे प्लान आज से शुरू हुआ 10 दिन, इसको प्लान करो, 10 दिन पढ़ के एग्जाम दे देंगे, बस फिर खत्म. टेक इट सीरियसली. जैसे कि एक सब देखो तुम्हें देख लेते लेट बैक, चलो देख लेते हैं 2 दिन. ये सीरियसली लेके आओगे, अगले 10 दिन के अंदर पीछे खत्म कर देंगे. एंड समथिंग टू वरी अबाउट इज ये साल खत्म हो रहा है ना, ये साल सो फिनिश दिस पीछे विद इन दिस ईयर, यू नो, लाइक गेट ओवर इट. क्या मतलब समझ सकते हो ना? Yeah, I also saw the other day. I was watching Ruchi's class from home, but I forgot to ask. That's why you can't do it. That's right. You can put your purse. Go on and check the purse. Yeah, leave it. Cool. Yeah? Okay, I just seen it. So right here. Begin, ask Kaka, where the border? Wow. How come? Because of the angle? How about us? Let's sit together. You see.
Okay, guys, just solve question number 10, reading blank.